Welcome to the second week of Kin 745 Assessment in Kinesiology, and I apologize if there were some things that confused you during the first week. I think there were some discrepancies between what you saw in Moodle and what was in the syllabus. So just a quick note, if there are any conflicts between these, always follow what's in the syllabus. This is your class contract, so to speak. And don't feel bad about informing me if there's some errors or things you just simply don't understand. So this week, the first thing is something you may have seen before, but I still think is pretty cool. It's the All Factor video by Francis Chan. And no matter how many times I viewed this, I'm always amazed at how our universe has been created. So I just thought I'd share this with you again, and hopefully it encourages you. Next, I've posted the PowerPoints that have been developed directly from the required textbook. A lot of students like to use these while they're reading the chapter. Some print them out and take notes on them. Others like to use them to refresh their memory on what was read. So feel free to use these as you choose, and hopefully they can help you with some understanding of the main points of the chapter readings. Then you have a form which includes the weekly required readings. You'll see that I have chapters 3 and 4 there, and there's also a link to an article by Alan using assessment data to monitor physical education programs. And from these, you will choose one of them. And I've had some questions last week asking if the chapter readings were separate or considered one required reading. The chapter readings are separate, so you can choose either chapter that's required to read or the Allen article this week to complete your reading connections assignment. And remember, this is not only to keep you accountable for the information provided, but to help you connect the topics being discussed, hopefully with something applicable, something that you can take with you, you can learn and apply directly into your professional responsibilities, and hopefully that makes a difference for you. So follow the assignment guidelines carefully. This should be between 1 and 1.5 pages, about 400 words, to sufficiently summarize the content, to explain what you've learned and how you can apply that information. Next is your Issues in Assessment number 1 assignment. Now when you open the assignment form, you're going to select the assignment link, which is going to take you to another page where you'll access the actual assignment guidelines. Be sure you read through the assignment guidelines completely so you have a good understanding of what's expected. In the first Issues in Assessment assignment, there's some information on merit pay, and there's some guiding questions there for you to respond to. And I say guiding questions because they're not meant to simply be responded to in a brief Q&A format. I want you to give these some thought. What do you know about merit pay? What are your feelings and opinions on it? Why do you have those opinions? Why do you have those feelings? Give me some examples on what you think. How would it affect you in your profession? These are just some of the questions that should be considered when responding. So when I say that your response should be thorough and comprehensive, this is what I mean. Did you really give this some thought and address all the related topics and factors? Your initial response to the guiding questions should be no less than 250 words, and it actually takes more than that to really fully explain yourself and demonstrate that you've considered all the implications of the issue. And within your response, you should cite at least one credible scholarly source. And this is to be completed as a Microsoft Word document, being sure to adhere to the APA formatting guidelines. And if you're unfamiliar with APA expectations, take another look at the Formatting Your Documents video and the APA style website, which can be found by selecting the course resources link. And this is something that you actually should have previously viewed because it is a required part of the program orientation course. Now, after you've posted your document, next is to engage in a discussion on the issue. So read the initial post of 2 different students, consider what they've stated and how their response relates to your thoughts, and provide a substantial discussion type response. Include a question with your response to initiate more thought and discussion on the issue. Your post should be completed by Tuesday, and your response to 2 of your classmates needs to be done by Thursday. Now, when you're doing that, if you notice that some students have several responses and others have few or none, go ahead, take the time to respond to those who don't have any responses to them. This way it allows everyone an opportunity to receive some feedback and participate in the discussion. Then you have your assessment reflection assignment. And one problem concerning the lack of quality physical education instruction is the development of poor assessments, or the little time and attention that goes into developing those assessments. Most physical educators will opt for speed, efficiency, and simplicity in assessing student performance rather than considering validity and reliability. So through the assessment reflection assignment, I'll provide you with an example or sample testing tool and ask you to evaluate it. I want you to discuss its pros and cons, what you think it's intended to measure, whether or not you believe it's going to be an effective tool, and how it relates to actual instruction. and just to get you really to understand how to evaluate current assessment practices in physical education. So access the assignment guidelines, read through them carefully, and complete your assignment as a Microsoft Word document. Also remember to adhere to APA formatting guidelines for that. Lastly, complete the weekly test. And this test is primarily developed from the chapter readings, but it also may include some information from the supplemental readings and any lecture content that has been posted. The test is timed, but you will have an unlimited number of attempts to complete the test until it closes on Sunday at 11:55 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that's about it for this week. If you have any questions or any concerns about the expectations or what's going on, please do not hesitate to contact me. I'm here to help you out. Thanks, and we will see you online.